Detained at the border, what happens next? Welcome to Global Law Explained. In today's video, we explore what happens when you are detained at a border. We will compare the immigration detention systems of the United States, the European Union, and Australia, giving you clear insights into what to expect and what rights you may have. In the United States, border detention is primarily handled by Customs and Border Protection, known as CBP, and Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or IC. Reasons for detention include visa issues, illegal border crossings, or suspicion of criminal activity. If you are detained, you may be held at a port of entry, an airport, or an immigration holding facility. Access to legal counsel is not always immediate, especially if you are stopped at an international airport or land border. Conditions in detention centers have drawn international criticism for overcrowding and inadequate health care. Once detained, individuals undergo immigration proceedings to determine if they will be deported, released under supervision, or allowed to stay temporarily pending a legal review. Crossing over to Europe, immigration detention within the European Union varies greatly depending on the country. While EU law sets certain minimum standards, the realities differ from Spain to Germany to Greece. The most common reasons for detention include lack of documentation, expired visas, or security concerns. Unlike in the U.S., EU regulations generally require that detained individuals are informed in writing of the reasons for their detention and are given access to legal assistance. There is also an emphasis on alternatives to detention, such as reporting requirements. However, reports of prolonged detention and poor conditions have persisted in several member states. The European Court of Human Rights has repeatedly ruled against excessive detention practices, pushing for more humane standards. Still, inconsistencies remain across borders, leading to calls for greater harmonization in the bloc's approach to immigration enforcement. Australia operates one of the world's strictest border detention policies. Mandatory detention applies to all non-citizens who arrive without a valid visa, including asylum seekers. This includes detention in offshore facilities such as Nauru or previously Manus Island. Conditions in these offshore detention centers have been widely criticized by human rights organizations for being harsh and, in some cases, inhumane. People can be held for long, indefinite periods, with limited access to legal advice or independent review. Even children and families have been subjected to detention, sparking both domestic and international outrage. While Australian courts have upheld the legality of mandatory detention, ongoing legal and political debates challenge the balance between border security and human rights. When comparing these three systems, we see distinct differences in philosophy and practice. The United States emphasizes strict enforcement and expedited removal processes, often at the expense of humane conditions. The European Union seeks to blend security with human rights protections, though implementation remains uneven across member states. Australia enforces one of the harshest detention regimes globally, with mandatory detention as a central pillar of its border control strategy. Understanding these systems matters. Whether you are a traveler, a migrant, an asylum seeker, or simply someone interested in global legal policies, knowing how different countries approach immigration detention could one day impact you or someone you know. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our latest legal content. Stay informed. Subscribe now to get more legal knowledge from Global Law Explained.